Welcome back to MJL 3764, collecting Elvis on vinyl. Today I thought we'd take a look at another 1960s regular studio album. So let's pick one, and let's pick His Hand in Mine. His Hand in Mine was released in the UK in 1961 and reached number 3 in the UK album charts the same year. It's Elvis's first gospel album. Features 12 tracks. And in my opinion, this is the best Elvis cover ever. It's my favourite. I think this is a stunning cover. Really good picture of Elvis on the front. And to me it sort of tells you what's on the album. Great picture. Original copy, this one in the mono with the white border. This was issued on the back side with the foldovers or the half moon. This is a half moon. Again, still looking for the stereo copy. My uncle actually had the stereo copy of this and the stereo copy of Elvis's Back. And when he was emigrating quite a few years ago, he said he put those two albums aside for me, but unfortunately he forgot, and his friend come round and took his entire record collection. So I didn't get to own those two, but still looking for the stereo copy of this. There's quite a few copies issued of this album in the UK. I've still got to get the red dot, the small orange, the blue Elvis. It's been issued I'd say about 8 times. I've got 4 copies here from the UK, so I've still got quite a few to get. This is the earliest copy I have, 61 mono press. There's the back side with the half moon. There's a write up on the back, and an ad for Elvis's first gospel EP, Peace in the Valley. It's on the large silver spot. Going next to a 1971 repress. As you can probably see now that they've seemed to have brought the photograph a little bit closer. So a little bit of the background is missing, but in doing so they seem to have lost a bit of the quality of the photo. You can see Elvis's jacket. Okay, let's put them a bit nearer. That's a bit better. So you can quite obviously see the quality faded quite a lot. Which is a shame, as it's such a great cover. This is now in the matte. It's got the slightly different logos at the top, RCA Victor. And this one's on the orange label. Still got the write up on the back and the ad for Peace in the Valley. And it's on the orange. That label, matte cover. Moving on to 1981 now. Again, same picture as the 71, it's been brought forward a little bit more. This is now in a glossy label, both sides. Glossy sleeve, I should say. And now there's no ad on the back, but still got the write up. And that's on the green international label. Next one up is the German release. This is on the new German black, 1984, and there they've reverted back to better image on the front. Glossy both sides. And this one has an ad for how great thou art on the back, but still has a write-up. So I've got the barcode on the top right hand, and it's on the new German black label. Up next is a 1976 USA reissue featuring a different cover. This one's known as the cloud cover for obvious reasons. They're using the same picture, but they put a different background in there to make it maybe more religious. As I said, I think this cover was quite apt anyway for a religious album, but I get it, yeah, still a nice cover. Quite eye-catching. Afraid the same can't be said for the back. Very plain with just ads for other albums. And this one's on the orange. Up next we have a 2014 release. He's Hand in Mine on Wax Time Records. This one's still sealed. Backside looks like that. It's got a new write-up, and it's also got the old write-up still there. This features 2 extra tracks, Crying in the Chapel at the end of side 1, and at the end of side 2 you've got the home recording When the Saints Go Marching In. Don't know whether that should have been on there. Quality's not brilliant with that track. You can see it's got a different backside. And a nice release. Now I do like new releases, but for me the releases issued from 56 to 1977 when Elvis was alive, these are the albums that he saw, these are the albums he knew about which were issued. They're what I really collect. So that's my main objective, is to collect those records. So as I've still got a few to collect, a few early 60s stereo presses I need to collect, I do concentrate more on the original albums than the new albums. That's not to say I dislike the new albums. If I could afford it, I would buy anything Elvis. I would buy FTDs, I would buy Record Store Day, I'd buy everything that came out, but you just have to draw the line somewhere. And they are good releases, but personally all this 180 gram vinyl, etc., to me, if I had a mint copy, if I was lucky enough to own a mint copy of this in mono, and I played this back to back with this one, I think I'd probably say I prefer this one. So they do sound good, but whether they sound any better, it's subjective, it's down to you. But for me personally, I prefer the original presses. But I've nothing against these releases and the people that buy them. They're superb releases. Some of the alternative covers are great. So they are good to collect, but they're not my main objective. But every now and then, like this one, I pick them up if I can, because they are good releases. Here's another one. This is from 2017. Completely different cover, His Hand in Mine. It is the album, but it runs in a slightly different sequence. Same 12 tracks. Again, this is sealed. I do tend to just keep them sealed, these newer releases, if I do pick them up. This was like a series of albums. I've got about 5, I think there was about 7 or 8. I stopped collecting them after a while. But I have opened one of them and they do sound fine. They were mostly Elvis's earliest hits. But yeah, they sound okay. So let's take a look at the CDs. His Hand in Mine on CD was available on the 60th anniversary box set. Looking like that. Backside. And that is the only copy I've got of the original album on CD. I've got these ones here. These Gospel Collections, Amazing Grace. This came out in 1994. This features all of Elvis's gospel albums. A few extra tracks. So this was a good release at the time. This has got all of His Hand in Mine on it. How Great Thou Art and He Touched Me. Plus some extra tracks. 3 CDs. I actually won this in a radio competition. It's got a promo sticker on it. And in the year 2000 this was issued. This was a 3 CD set. Peace in the Valley. And this added a few more tracks which I omitted on here. And there's a track listing, I'll let you pause that. There's quite a few tracks on there. That was a nice one to own. See, it's got 3 CDs in it. Nice booklet. Very good release. Also it's out on FTD, which I don't own, and it's also out on the Deluxe, which I still haven't got round to buying yet. There's a few tracks available from this, alternate tracks from His Hand in Mine on this one, an FTD release, Easter Special. And this one's a good bootleg to own at the time. It's around 1996. Studio B Sessions, Volume 1, Surrender. Nice cover on this one. CD looks like that. And there's a track listing. Now, there wasn't an original single from this album in 1961, but as most fans know, in 1965, a track, Crying in the Chapel, which Elvis deemed his vocal to be unsatisfactory, was unearthed and issued as a single, and it reached #1 in the UK in 1965. The B-side was on the album, so let's take a look at that now. This is a copy of a UK version of the single, Crying in the Chapel. And the B-side was I Believe in the Man in the Sky, which was, as we said, featured on the album. A few copies here. These are variant copies. There's variant 1, variant 2, and variant 3 of the singles. Easiest way to define these ones is look to the left on each copy and you'll see they're all slightly different. And there's a dink copy as well, and of course it was issued on this box set in 1977. All Elvis's #1s in the UK up to that point, in the picture sleeve, and it's on the orange. Favourite tracks from His Hand in Mine? Well, I'd have to pick the title track. I also like Milky White Way a lot, Mansion Over the Hilltop, Swing Down Sweet Chariot, If We Never Meet Again, Working on the Building, and No Need to Him. They'd probably be my favourites. The only one I'm not that too fussed on will be Joshua Fit the Battle. A lot of people like that, they say it's catchy, but to me it's a little bit annoying. So it's not my favourite, but a very strong album. Have to give it 10 out of 10. And a great first gospel album. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and just remember, till the next time, while there's music, life's no waste.